excited, Lacey?
I am super excited.
I'm pretty pumped. I always enjoy doing these webinars, getting to introduce our product to more people who have signed up and who are excited, and it's just fun to get out there and be able to help those businesses start using us and really get in tune and get prepped up for the busy season. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick things off. So let's see. I'll do a quick introduction. So I'm Ian. I've been with HDPhotoHub for since the very, very early days, back in 2019. I've been in the industry since 2009, so pretty well versed with real estate photography technology and working with real estate agents and what it takes to run a real estate photography business and all of that good stuff. I get to lean on that experience here, and it's a pretty good time. Lacey, thank you for joining me today. Lacey is in our part of our sales team. So many of you on the call may have already got a call from her when you joined, at least some of you. Once we kind of started doing that process, she's awesome. We're really enjoying having her on our team, and she's here today to kind of help just answer any Q&A type of things that come up as we get cruising through the webinar. So you guys will see if you put your mouse on the screen share piece or on your video, you'll see there's an option for questions and answers, or at least, yeah, for questions and answers in there. So if you have questions, feel free to go ahead and ask them, and we will jump in and answer them. Lacey will answer them real time through just typing back and forth. And if we've got some that we want to cover at the end, we'll jump in and do that as well and leave a little bit of time in there to ask anything along the way. So if you have questions, feel free to write them down or just drop them in the Q&A, and we'll be able to spend some time doing that towards the end of the webinar. Really just want to call out and say, thank you guys all for joining us. We know, this is time and it's hard to invest into the business. We're all busy, and I'm great that you guys are making the decision to join us today and that this is going to be valuable to you. I always like to kind of have a goal and a purpose for what we're after. So really today, during this webinar, the goal is to show you how you can utilize HDPhotoHub to deliver back to your clients. We'll get through some of the basics of a shopping cart as well, so how you can start to really amp up your processes and be able to become more efficient as a business overall. But we're very excited to just go through and talk and share the platform with you. And definitely, if you have any questions, even after this webinar, we have an awesome support team. I want to make sure to highlight that. So when you're in your business account, down at the bottom right, if you click the little launch icon, you'll be able to see announcements in here. You'll also be able to just kind of search for some guided tours. So these are things like if you go in, it'll show you like step by step on the screen on how to do it. And you can also get in touch with our support team down here. So email, phone, chat. We also have the second little option down here, the Ask a Human. If you click it, you can jump in and chat with our live support team. With people running that Monday through Friday, we're on Pacific time. We run it from about 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. So great, great resource. If there isn't somebody there when you leave it, when you go to chat, if you leave a message, we'll get back to you via email. It's really an awesome resource. I can't stress it enough. We have an awesome support team, and they are literally here to help you with your business and help with the configuration and help with any questions that you may have. So definitely reach out if you have a question as you go through the process and get started. All right, so let's jump in, and we're really going to start. We're starting simple, like what's the fastest way I can start using HDPhotoHub and getting some value for my business? The best thing to do, the easiest way to just get started with us, is to start using us for your delivery process. Getting in and doing that, really, it doesn't take a ton of configuration time. There isn't a bunch of extras and things that you have to get set up. It just helps you jump in and get going and get familiar with the system. Then you can come back and add in the pieces of, like, hey, I really want to hone in my scheduling. Hey, I really want my clients ordering online. Hey, I need to collect payment before they download. All of those pieces are really easy to pop in and then add, especially as you really get familiar with the client side of things and just delivering pieces back, delivering your media back to your customers. So to get started with that, a couple of the value points of that I want to call out. So you get access to the download page, and it's all white labeled to your business. So as you can see here, we've got this made up business called At Home Photography that'll be popping through. So the download page is going to be branded to that At Home Photography. It's got some nice setups in here to be able to present well to your customers. They get the option to download all the photos. You don't have to worry about resizing the images. You can just upload your originals. We'll handle the resizing for you. You can set the sizes to what makes sense for your MLS and your area. It's easy for your clients to download here. They'll be able to download as a zip file. I know sometimes agents struggle with zip files. Don't worry. They can also come here and just download them one at a time as if that's easier for them as well. So some nice benefits. Uh, Also, anything that you're delivering through here, so any photos, video, floor plans, 3D links, you can add all of those. We'll kind of jump through and show a few of those when we do the live demo of kind of setting up a delivery from scratch as well. But just know that really handles all of the media delivery needs. You know, the goal on that is really to be a one spot for your customer to be able to go to get all of the media that you're producing for them. Make it as easy as possible for them. We definitely get it. We know real estate agents are great at networking and great at being out and working with their peers. And some of them are tech savvy and some of them aren't. So we definitely aim to make it easy for them. The other piece too, when you go through and deliver through the platform, you've got um, the optional option, the option to add a marketing kit in here. So having reels that are automatically created from those video or from the media that you added, both stills and video can be included in these. We've got a bunch of different styles of these. They look nice. They're ready to go, and they can be built right from the photos that you upload. So being able to offer this marketing kit out to your customers is a great kind of secondary benefit of going through the delivery process with us. You can choose to include it with some packages. You can choose to charge your customers extra, make it easy for it to set up. So the reels, there's still graphics that are in here. There's also like more traditional longer video options where it's just kind of more of like that playthrough slideshow style of a video. Property websites, both branded and unbranded, so they can use it on MLS as well, with a handful of different options and things that are ready for them. Printable flyers and traffic report if they're using that property website out there so they can understand where some of the views and things are coming from. Again, our goal is to keep it really easy for your clients to be able to do. These are just ready to go. Anytime that you deliver to a client, you can enable the ability for them to choose to upgrade to the marketing kit as well. And there's nothing more that you need to do on your side other than just making that an option for them. All right, so now that we've kind of talked about that and cruised through, let's get started with what do you do to make your first delivery? Where do you start? We're on the dashboard right here. The first thing, easiest thing to do is to jump in and just click that new real estate site. So for those of you that have an HDPhotoHub account, if you're logged in and want to follow along, please do. It's a super easy process that we do on this, and really, if it just is helpful for you to kind of click the buttons as I go, do it so you feel like you're really familiar with the system. So we're going to go ahead and just click New Real Estate Site. And now we're going to say, all right, we need a property location. I'm going to go ahead and just put in a sample address here. So 123 West Main Street. You know, if you're following along at home, you can put in your home address. You can put in any address that you know off the top of your head. Feel free. So as the client here, again, following along at home, you can choose yourself. So in this case, I'm logged in as Isabel Hope as the business owner. Or if you do have clients in here, if you have a test client, feel free. Also, if you don't have any clients started, it's really easy just to go ahead and say new client, and you just type in their name. I'm just going to say Mr. Realtor, and an email address. You can make one up if you want for this piece, but again, I would go ahead and just deliver it right to yourself for now. That way you can get a copy of that email and see what it's going to look like. It's really an easy way to get started in the platform. So for this order type, instead of doing anything with the order form, we're going to jump down here to the simple site, no balance owed, no logistics. This is really just we have media, we want to send it to our clients, and we're going to allow them to access it right away. So we're going to go ahead and click this Create New Site button, and it's going to jump us over to the first page that we will start on. So here we are on the site media page, and I'm going to grab some images to upload. Let me snag these here. Let's go with these ones. I think maybe I'll upload, oh, let's do about 8 images here. Don't have you guys wait too long while the upload happens. So there's a couple different ways to, geez, that was so speedy. I think I'll add some more. There's a couple different ways to add media and upload media into the site. So you can drag and drop it, like you've seen me do here. You can also click to just go choose and browse on your computer, but we also have integrations available with Dropbox, with a few different editing companies, where you can actually have the photos import directly from your editor. Something of note, you'll always be adding your final images in here. So no need to upload like unedited or raw or any of those type of images, just always your final images. And again, go ahead and upload whatever size you're comfortable with for being able to, for your client to be able to print with is usually what I say. Like, you want them to have a nice high resolution, but they probably don't need to be working with giant, giant, giant files. And if you have those special use cases, no worries. Feel free to upload it and send it. Just most of the time for ease of use, it's better to just give your customer whatever a good high quality image is for them to be able to use in print, is that's typically the highest use case that they're going to have. And that way they aren't dealing with, like gigabytes and gigabytes of files. Um, we don't have any upload limits or anything like that. You can also upload video directly to our platform. Just for time's sake, so I'm not going to upload a video, but you can upload it in here and we'll host it. You don't need to have like your own Vimeo account or anything like that. So it's easy enough just to pop those in. You can also upload floor plans, and it can either be like just a JPEG image or a PDF image. In this case, I just dropped a JPEG, so I'll move it down here into the floor plan section. And they'll just display a little bit different throughout the property site and throughout the download page when you drop them down into that proper section. Again, you can also add PDFs, floor plans. The image-based ones are great for displaying on the actual property site and typically good for use inside of the MLS as well, depending on where you are. Fun thing that you can do with the floor plans if you choose to, and if you're utilizing the property sites, is you can actually click on the floor plan, come here and be able to see the different images. And if you want, you can drag and drop some of those images over. So like master bedroom, we could just kind of drop that over here. Just sort of a nice little piece if they did get a floor plan. It makes it a little bit more interactive on the display of the actual property website. I'm just going to do those couple. You guys get the idea. Any attachments that you have, so if you do have PDFs or if you have some other file types that you need to deliver, we support all of those types that you see there. And so feel free to go ahead and add those. Also something noteworthy here, so we've got kind of this embedded media section, the upper and the lower sections. So sometimes we'll get the question of like, all right, what's the difference between the two sections? Really nothing other than placement on the property website. So the upper section is always going to display before the photo gallery. The lower section is typically going to display after the photo gallery. And so in those cases where maybe you want to embed video and a 3D floor plan, it's kind of nice to separate them. It just ends up making the presentation just a little bit nicer when you do that. I'm going to go ahead and show what it would be like to add a Matterport in here. So I'll just say this is their Matterport. And go ahead and drop this in. You'll see we've got these options down here to display it on the branded property site, the unbranded property site, the download page. So in this case, this is just the branded Matterport, so I'm going to turn it off from the unbranded site. And then you can also upload the unbranded Matterport, so it makes it super easy for them to get that URL. You'll see it now displays down here, and we'll show a couple other spots where it's going to display as we continue through this. So it's really simple, really, again, just the difference between that upper and lower is just where it appears. And if you ever just want to see the difference, you can also move them back and forth. Something that I had recently actually with a customer was, Ian, I just accidentally uploaded a bunch of the wrong photos to the wrong property. How do I select them all? How do I delete them? You can actually, so over here you've got a little size piece, so you can kind of use that to control how big these thumbnails are. But with that, you can also just go ahead and like click and hold. It'll create a lasso. It also has the fun stuff where if you control click and then like shift click, oops, shift and control click, you can get them selected here if you need to just select a couple different ones. So it makes it easy to kind of make those selections in the ways that you're kind of used to. You may have seen here, if you want, your customers can come in, they can rename these photos. These are already named and have the numbers in front of them too from when I've downloaded them in the past. They can add a description if they're into that on the property website. And then when somebody clicks on that photo to view it larger, it'll display there. And again, if you happen to have some photos that have like their sign in it or maybe a video that you uploaded that has the client talking, you can come into here just like we were doing in the embedded section and control whether that content's displayed on the branded or the unbranded site, or if you want to go ahead and display it on both. So just some fun little pieces that you can pop in and do inside of there. All right, so now that we've got the media added, I'm actually just going to skip everything else and go straight to site activation. We can come back and kind of talk briefly about these, but most of these are really just for your clients if they want to go in and make some edits or add some more data. And again, even inside of here, they aren't necessarily areas that they need to do that because there's so much exposed out on the property or out on the marketing kit if they choose to utilize those pieces as well. So now we've added our media, we're just going to jump straight over to site activation, keeping it super, super easy here. Again, this is really just all you need to do to get started to be able to deliver some media to your clients and have them get that great experience with the white labeled approach on the business and kind of show them that moving along and updating to some new tech that's super handy. So on this page, you'll be choosing, do you want to do a full delivery, which is the marketing kit and the media delivery, or if you just want to do a basic delivery, just the delivery, no marketing kit included. For this one, we're going to go ahead and do a marketing kit purchase. So the go live now and the buy now, they're both marketing kits. In this case, we'll go ahead and do a go live now. That'll just make the property website active right away. That's really just the only difference in between those is one of them publishes the property website and the buy now just allows your client to choose when they want to publish that property website. Different businesses have different flows, different states have different rules about when it can be live and all of that. But for our demo today, we're going to go ahead and just jump straight to the go live now. All right, so now it's live. Great. Next up, all we need to do to be able to let our customer know that that's ready is go ahead in the delivery email section. We can hit preview and send delivery email. And here we are. So it automatically pulled in the email address that we were sending to. This is the email address of the client. If you're following along at home and picked yourself, this will just be your email address popping in. Again, in normal cases, it'll just be your client. There's also some cool things that you can set up in our system to get it to where you can automatically CC assistants or you can automatically CC an office manager for all of the agents that are part of a particular brokerage. There's cool setups that you can do to keep those efficient things or keep your business moving efficiently and so that you don't have to remember those type of things. So here we've got the option if we want, we can edit the subject line. You can also change that by default if you just want it to always be something else. It's going to give them a quick heads up of, hey, your stuff's ready for download. And again, just a quick little default message here. So you can actually jump in and choose to edit this message if you want or add anything more to it. And you'll see right away we get the download link for the media. So again, just kind of focused right around like, hey, how do I get my media? Here it is. In this case, the marketing kit was enabled, so they're also going to get this piece that really calls it out and shows them that they have the marketing kit available to them and they can jump in and use that. And it's going to drop some of those most important links right away to them. So the Matterport link that we added in there is going to appear right away. We've got the branded property website link, the unbranded property website link. And you also get what we call a property owner preview. So if you've got a client who, they were working hard, the homeowner was working really hard to get everything ready. They're so excited, but they're actually kind of strategically waiting to list the house for maybe a couple more weeks. No problem. Your customer can go ahead and share that with their homeowner or the property owner so they can get a preview of what the photos look like, but it doesn't have any of the download functionality. So it's really just a spot for them to be able to kind of view the photo gallery before it goes out on the market. You also have the ability for your clients to be able to share onto social media right away when they've got that marketing kit. or to log into their account. So anytime that you're delivering through the system to your client, all of your clients will have an account that they can use if they choose to. They don't have to. It's just a place where they can log in and they can see past jobs. You may have noticed these URLs that are up here for like the download kit or download media. We've got, kind of all this long numbers and all that. It's really just to make it so that's like a pre-authenticated link for them. So when they come in and click that link from the email that they're going to get, it will take them to that download page right away without them having to stop and remember what email address and what password they've got set up on it. Because they've got access to that email and that link is in there, that's enough authentication to go ahead and get them over into their media and get them going right away. You'll see here that you can have your copyright up here to them. And so you can make this specific to agents. You can make it specific to the listing that you're delivering on and have this be a sense of like, hey, here's the copyright, here's the reminder, and make it so they have to hit I accept before they go and download. This is optional, completely up to you. You can always add your copyright and make it so that it doesn't have to do the pop-up piece, but it'll be included when they download the zip file. So a couple different options for you to be able to work through on that. So when I hit I accept, you'll see right away I'm in here and I am able to check out the Matterport. Oops, I thought so. I saw that in the email and I wondered about that. It looks like I accidentally added an extra piece. Let's go back and fix that so that we can make this work. So I'm going to come back to site media. I had a flub in my copy and paste here. Got this parenthesis at the end. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And so now when we go back to that site activation page, it's actually the same link. So if I bring up that delivery email again and come over here, we'll get our copyright notice. And when I hit accept, one thing that does happen in the system is that gets stored, and so it gets noted. So you'll see when a customer agreed to that. You'll be able to see the IP address that they agreed from. So in case you ever do have to go and kind of deal with that situation, if you've got somebody who's using the photos in a way that they shouldn't, you do have records of the copyright that they actually agreed to prior to downloading. So something that can come in handy in case you've got a lame situation to deal with. So here you'll see right away embedded media. We tend to do that with anything that you embed, like Matterports, Zillows, iGuides, any of the like Kubicasa 3D stuff. Anything where you're adding a URL, we're going to put those right up at the top, assuming that it's a special service that they added extra. Same thing with video. If we had uploaded any video content to this, video would be here right away up at the top as well. So they can grab the URL. It's going to copy it. They can also grab their embed link, and it will copy that as well when they click those buttons. So they're just ready to go. Of course, they can click it and see a preview of the Matterport as well. All right, so downloading all the photos, kind of like I showed earlier when we first got started. So you'll see you get the original size and the MLS size. They also have the ability to go ahead and enter any length here. So if they do have a custom size, we do have the ability for you to be able to set that for select groups as well. So if you've got a group that needs to always have their photos downloaded or available to download in a certain size, you can actually pre-configure that for them. And you can pre-configure this MLS size. The way that we do the resizing when you're creating these sizes is you are able to enter like a long edge size. So if it's a vertical photo, it'll still kind of keep that maximum and make sure not to do any crops or anything. It does allow you to put like specific dimensions in there. Just know if your photos don't match that aspect ratio, then it will crop and it'll do a center crop on that. Let's see. So downloading individual photos. Down here again, yeah, you can click to just download a single image. No problem, it'll pop up. You can also come in and preview the photos. So they can come in and go just kind of photo by photo, be able to see them full size. And if they need to download just a handful of them, whoops, they can click the boxes up here in the corner to just choose a handful of photos to be able to download. And again, it'll zip them up when they do that download piece. But again, just keeping it super easy for your agents to be able to access and use. And again, white labeled to your business to where it just has a nice polished feel to it, when your clients come here, as opposed to like downloading from Dropbox or Google Drive or something like that. And with our integrations between Dropbox, Google Drive, or photo editors, makes it super easy to, even if you do like to utilize those platforms for your backend and for some of the workflow management you have with your editors, easy to pull those images into our system and then have them displayed here. Again, floor plans appearing on this page. And if you had any other PDFs or anything, those would display on here as well. So let's pop through really quick. So you guys watched me do this upload, so we didn't do anything else special. So let's go ahead and just pop over to the marketing kit. I want to make sure that everybody gets that it is fully automated. The marketing kit that we were showing earlier, there was nothing special that I did to it beforehand. So if we come in here, this is again the same link that your agents would get and be able to access. They'll be able to come in if they want to add property info. They certainly can. Well, we'll go ahead and say this is a $750 house, maybe 4 beds, 2 baths. Let's say it's 3,700 square feet. I'll leave lot size and MLS number off. So adding that property info like that, what it does is it just helps it helps these the materials that are created. So here you can see the prices being included on some spots, bedrooms basket included in some of the different templates. And it's fine if they don't add them, it'll still look good, it'll still be there. Or it'll still, still present well even without it. It's just an easy way to kind of pop that in and get it changed. They can also choose to upload their profile photo and logo. If they want to upload any or update any profile data, that's when it's going to ask them to actually go and log into their profile. So they'll need to have their email and password to be able to do that. Again, just popping in and getting it started though, it's super easy. So these are ready to go. They can hit the play and see the preview. Can see like, all right, cool, looks good, looks nice. Maybe they want to check out this one. And again, they can kind of see the different ones and be able to control what's there. Let's say that instead of the foyer photo, they wanted to swap that out to a different one. It's easy to come in and say edit and then go ahead and click on that photo and they can change it to any photo that they want. So in this case, let's go ahead and change it to, let's do the photo of kind of the bar and entertainment area downstairs. We can go ahead and rearrange this photo inside of that box too. So it keeps it easy for them to be able to come in and change things up. Again, text can get changed in here. They can move things around if they do want to change the placement. But again, keeping it just simple for them to be able to choose the photos. In a case like this one where we're rotating through photos, again, they hit edit, click into the box, and here it's going to show them which all photos are in that rotation, and they can come over and edit that all they want. Whoops, I was going to show you. You can also come in and change the text. Again, it's kind of a Canva-like editor. Let's say that they've now sold this property and they want to say this is just sold. Perfect. They just do that and save the edit, and now it is good to go when they actually see the changes there. All right, let's see. So down here, these are all just stills. So up above, these are all the video reels. Down here, we're going to go with just stills. So if they just want to post something to a timeline, they just want to share something out on social media, they've got all these that are available. Again, I didn't click it up here too. We have a lot of different options that are available, tons of different templates, ones that are focused around just listed, ones that focus around sold. A lot of the ones that we put up towards the top are going to be that just listed, as that's the typical case that your clients are seeing. We also do some fun stuff with the reels where we'll do like holiday specials. So just a couple weeks ago, the Valentine's reels were up. We've had New Year's reels. Try to hit some of those holidays where, hey, it's kind of fun just to go and post on social media and share with people. So those kind of rotate in and out throughout the year to just kind of keep things fresh. It's just a fun thing that people get to do in there. In here, so again, graphics, these are all just graphics instead of the videos. These ones are all vertical, so again, great for posting on Instagram and taking up more of that kind of phone space. We also do have some square graphics in here and some landscape graphics as well. So if you've got an image that really just works better with that, or if they've want to kind of take the more like subtle square approach, they absolutely can. Pinterest tower in here that really just kind of makes a graphic out of all the images that are there. And because we just turned this one on, these videos down here that are like the longer slideshow style video, they're going through and getting built and set up. And so those usually are available within about an hour of that activation happening. Here we'll see our branded and unbranded property websites. So again, simple for them to be able to grab those links. They can download a QR code that links directly to that. Let's go ahead and take and look at this in preview. This is a pretty popular design. It's got the agent down here. It's got some of the vertical text going on, shows the videos nice and full, or shows the photos and video nice and full in here. Again, that information that we just added pops right in. We've got our Matterport up at the top here, and they've got a gallery. The gallery actually refreshes and kind of stays unique each time. So each time that this loads, it'll pick a little bit of a different layout to lay these out into kind of like a different fun like magazine style of approach to where, verticals, we try to put in vertical boxes, ones that look nice, really wide, go for that as well. As I mentioned, if they were to add any extras, you'd see a nice little write-up about the images and things over here as well. So if they did take the time to do that. But again, they don't have to do that. You don't have to do it. It presents really nice, even just as it is right now. Here's those images that we added to the floor plan, you can see. So nice little quick, easy piece where they can get a reference of like, oh, okay, that's the kitchen, and now I understand what's going on down there. And of course, a way to be able to reach out and contact your agent. If they have their logo uploaded, of course, that displays if you have them added to a group, which is like brokerages in the system, that will display as well. So you've got kind of all the different pieces to make sure that these maintain compliant for your area, because it varies a little bit state to state. Map of the property. And so there's a lot of different designs that are actually available for this. So this one has the agent contact information kind of down in the corner. This one leans more on just the property information, and the agent contact's a little more subtle in there. This one's got it kind of, the slope and this piece here. And again, we have lots of different themes, and you can choose different colors and things between those themes so they stay nice and branded for your clients to be able to go through and see. So they can pick any of these. It'll update the default one that's being used up here. Again, they can come and grab those links, the branded, unbranded, either from here or directly in that email that you shared out to them as well. Beyond this, just like the social tiles up above, they can come in and edit things about a flyer. So if they want to switch a photo, super easy to do. Maybe how about we'll get rid of this bedroom photo down here, and let's go with just a picture of the sink. And maybe we want that up just a little bit. Perfect. Easy enough to do. Down here, I think would normally be the logo. We'll just take that out. No problem. And we've got a nice setup that's ready to go. They can download those. It downloads, they can choose between PDF or image, depending on what's easy enough for them to print and be able to get done. Again, just like the social tiles, we have a lot of different options inside of here for them to be able to check out. And the more information they have added, some of these other flyers that are more information heavy are ready to go in there as well, where you'll have the bullets or the description and the things that they can add over on that site detail page that we skipped earlier. The traffic report is great. This is going to be pretty boring if I look at this one. I don't know. Let's maybe look at this one, see if we've got any traffic. Probably not, because we're not out promoting this. But it's been active for a little bit longer, so at least we can see a little bit more of some history here. So it'll kind of give them an idea of how busy the property website's been, what media is getting the most hits, where that traffic's coming from, referring websites, how many visitors this week. Just some good stats. And you can have that go, they can set it up to go to the homeowner. They can just have it go to themselves. You can actually configure to have it always automatically just add directly to that, to add the agent directly anytime that you make something live too, which is pretty fun. All right, let's see. So I hope you guys got just a quick sense of really like, right, it took me more to show you around some of the goodies in here than it did to actually add that property site and upload the media in here. So hoping that you got a sense of just how easy this really is and how easy it is to just deliver something to your client right away, especially if you're already handling your ordering and payment through a different system. You can just get started with us. We actually have a lot of businesses that we've worked with that have come over and really just wanted to start with this delivery piece. They already are handling their ordering and scheduling in another system. Just kind of getting started into our system, they wanted to do the delivery. And they did that, and then as they were doing that, they worked on some of the setups and some of the changes that they might have wanted to do to their shopping cart. I've had a lot of people that before they want to introduce a new shopping cart to the clients, maybe they want to make some pricing tweaks, or maybe they want to introduce packages. It's great that you can start getting your customers used to the system and used to the new method and getting this value of the marketing kit and the easy download page right away before you have to go through and do all the configuration and scheduling and pieces that go along with taking payment. Now, it's not that that stuff's, crazy complicated. It just, right, it takes time. It takes time to go in and set up. If you have easy, quick offerings to your clients, it'll be an easy, quick process for you to set up your shopping cart, and we'll jump through some of that a little bit as well on this call. Um, but again, it really is just a great spot to get started, and it's a great way to offer them something new from a marketing aspect, and just an elevated experience of your delivery process overall. So I highly recommend that people start business is at least start with just going into the system, starting to put in your properties and getting those delivered over to your clients. All right, I'm jumping all through all sorts of stuff here. Double check I didn't miss anything that I really wanted to make sure that I showed you guys as I was going through. How we doing, Lacey? How are the questions and things coming out there?
We are cruising here in the Q&A.
Good.
So, yeah, everything's
Awesome.
going good.
Awesome. Yeah, don't forget, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to use that Q&A box down at the bottom. Lacey's keeping an eye out, and then we'll also jump in and do a Q&A session here in about, it'll probably be about 12-ish minutes or so. We'll go through and talk about the shopping cart, and then we'll come back around and tackle any other Q&As. But again, Lacey's here to answer kind of any real-time things that come up as well. So, okay, let's jump in. So, you guys have seen how easy it is to get clients rolling on the shopping cart, which is great. Let's go in and start an order and talk a little bit about, what would you do if you want to get all the efficiencies and you want to use us for scheduling and you want to use us for your payment collection. How do you get started on that? What's the first things that you need to do? So let me clean up some of this stuff. There we go. So the first piece that you do is you would come over to business and shopping cart, and you're going to start on this page. Before I get too in depth here, let's jump over and look at what an order would look like. So this is kind of from the client's point of view on this particular one. So I came in, typed in our address. We've got our an option for you to be able to set up what we call filters. So if you offer different services for like residential and commercial and Airbnb, we kind of make it easy for you to be able to come in and set up those different filters right away, so that they can kind of choose and self-select into what type of services they're looking for. So from the selection here, they can come in and pick, say, all right, they want premium photography, easy to set up add-ons, hey, add a floor plan, add some aerial services. If you don't want to offer aerial unless they're already purchasing photography, all that kind of stuff is easy to come in and do as well. Totally up to you if you want to have your products or if you do your pricing more square footage based or more photo based. All of those are supported. So the pricing you see here, the terms you see here, the graphics you see here, those are all pieces that you provide as you go through and get your setup. So everything's really tailored exactly to your business offerings. Again, way to upsell the marketing kit if you choose to. Super easy. We've got some nice graphics that you can add in there as well. Super handy too. So if you happen to be doing this order as an admin or one of somebody on your team, you can also click in to see anything extra that might not be shown here, either because of something that the client selected or just because you've got some products that you use just for your back end. They can always access it and add those as well. The select a photographer piece is totally optional, so it's up to you if you let your clients do that. I would say if you don't let your clients choose the photographer they're working with today, I probably wouldn't intro it. I think it's usually better just to say, hey, the any available is the best way. And in that case, this section would just be hidden and it'd always be working off the any available. So you'll see here, it made an appointment suggestions. It looks like it's probably grabbing the first appointment of the day for most of those. just based on what's in the calendar. So these three selections is something that's really popular and that real estate businesses really enjoy that are working with us. So it gives you a way to just say, hey, here are some appointments, and the system is actually going through and looking to see what's already on your schedule, make sure that the appointment can fit from a travel standpoint, but it's also trying to make some suggestions here that are going to be more efficient for you. So like in this case, it's sort of the first appointment of the day. But if you had more appointments that were out and on the calendar, it would be making some suggestions of like, hey, Tuesday at 2 p.m. works because it knows that you're going to be, only 10 minutes away on that Tuesday. It's weighing all sorts of things there of, how soon is your newest opening? Who do you have that works the area? Who do they typically work with? So there's a ton of factors that go into that. Now, at the end of the day, if they don't see a great time for them, that no problem. They can say, hey, show me the calendar. They'll get a full option. So for those of you that do allow your clients to choose like the actual day and time and do all the real-time booking, this is an awesome option for you. It factors in travel time, all the good stuff that you would be looking for and probably more, quite frankly. But also, if you don't do that and you're not ready to give that, kind of give that control to your customers yet, we totally get it. We do have another optional piece that can display instead of this, where they're really just choosing a day that works well for them. And then you can go back to them and confirm if that day works and what the times are. So we get it. Not everybody wants to do the real-time scheduling, but if you do, it can be a great efficiency saver for your business. Down here, if a client was placing this order on their own, they would enter their email address and it would grab their information. You can ask any questions that you need to about the order coming in. Is the home vacant? If they ordered virtual staging, you could ask the rooms they're most interested in virtually staging, all of that good stuff. And inside here, you can capture the billing address. I don't know what happened here. Live demo, right? I don't think that was like that when I was on here before, but billing address, just in case, we do support the ability for you to collect uh, sales tax, and it can automate that process for you as far as like what the rates are and what the amount needs to be. You can have clients pay up front, or you can have it automatically set to where they just send you an invoice and they're going to pay back on delivery. But this is a great way to, again, like keep that efficiency. It really gets your customers doing some of the data entry for you. So that's kind of nice, right? They're going to put in the address, tell you what they want, but also online ordering, some other benefits, increased average order value. They end up seeing a little bit more of like, oh yeah, I actually do need a floor plan on this, or that's right, they offer aerial photography and I finally have a listing that makes sense for it. And they go ahead and add it compared to a phone call of like, hey, yeah, I just need the usual, this is where it's at type of approach. So lots of people end up seeing an increased average order value. Plus, you get all the order logistics stuff that we offer and the smart scheduling. It really is kind of the full experience when you're ready to get to that point and be able to have your customers do that. So a couple quick pieces on the shopping cart setup. So again, under business and shopping cart, see here, I've got a couple things that are already created in here. If I didn't, my very first step would just be creating a product category. Product category is what you see here. So the photography services. So it is going to just be, kind of the name that you want that kind of captures what those products are. And you can do things that are really generic. You can do things that are really specific. In our example here, we've got photography services and aerial services. Don't have to split those. It's totally open to whatever you want to do. Then the next piece, once you have that set up, is you're going to create, hey, I need a new product for this category. So now you'll come in and you'll name that product. I'm just going to say, I don't know, special photography. And you can choose if it needs to be quantity based or not. Set your price to whatever it needs to be. Let's say that our special photography is $650 and that time on site is an hour and a half. Again, you can set square footage ranges if you want, so that as they're interacting with your shopping cart and they enter the square footage of the property, it will add or remove products depending on what's relevant to them. I'm going to leave this one wide open. Over here on team members, this is where you can choose which other team members on your team are eligible to shoot this product. Super handy if you offer aerial services and somebody on your team doesn't have their drone license, or maybe somebody doesn't have the camera that you need to be able to capture, or maybe they aren't comfortable doing video yet. This is where you can turn it on and off. You can also set their payout for this. So let's say we're going to pay Carrie maybe $250 of this shoot. And then we'll say Steve's a little bit more experienced, so we pay him $300 on that shoot. So you can go ahead and control your payouts, and it'll track that as orders come in. And then when you get ready, you can run up like a payroll report in our system. We don't do any of the money transfers, right? The money always goes direct from your customer to you through the payment processor that you integrate. So we don't do anything with the money in the middle there, as far as payroll goes for your teammates and stuff. But we do offer the reports so that you can be able to track it and make your payroll process nice and simple with the team members on your team. We also support a concept called price tiers. So, like if you have special clients that you want to give different pricing to, we could say, hey, instead of $650 for my VIP customers, I'm only going to charge them $575 for this particular one. Geez, I really want to add those zeros today. If at any time you've got a special situation and so you're going to change kind of the normal pricing that you pay to your team members when they do that, you can do that there as well. Dependencies are really more about like setting up an add-on product or maybe a product removal, depending on what they're adding. We won't get into that too much now. But one other really cool thing that we offer is the ability to have workflow tasks related to a product. And what this is, like on your invoice to your customer, you're typically going to have like your photography. Hey, we captured a floor plan, like the services you do. Workflow tasks allow you to track what's happening for your admin back behind the scenes. So let's say on a virtual staging project, you know that once the orders come back, now you're going to reach out to that customer to find out which images they're wanting to stage if you didn't already have that captured. So you might have a workflow task in there for that. In this case, I just have the order review and delivery. So it's just an easy way to know, hey, who's that assigned to, who's taking that on. And you can configure things about workflow tasks, whether they need to be product specific or order specific. But again, it's just a way to streamline and keep everybody on your admin team kind of informed of what's happened so far on that order. So you don't have to be like trying to track that in a different system or trying to, everybody like communicating like, hey, who's got this one, who's done that. It makes the workflow tasker a great way to be able to go in and solve that problem. Let's see. Couple other quick pieces to touch on. So you have the ability to set up upsells, which is great. So in this case, it'll go through like a series here where, hey, if it can upsell aerial video, it's going to go ahead and try to upsell them. You choose the products that it should be attempting that upsell on. If you want, you can connect it to a promo offer as well so that you can reduce that pricing for them. You can upload your example. Then if you set up those upsells, it'll appear right before that payment area where it'll provide that opportunity. And again, some of the ones like videos, floor plans, if it's set up to where, okay, let's say the aerial video is gonna take another 30 minutes on site, it'll make sure that there's time in that schedule before it actually does that upsell to make sure to keep your team again just efficient, but not have your customer have to go back and change. Let's say there's not enough time for video, but there's enough time for floor plan. It's going to move to that upsell until you eventually you can get down all the way down to something that maybe is just a digital upsell, like the marketing kit or maybe virtual staging or something that doesn't take any time on site, where you can basically always offer that upsell if they haven't already ordered it. Some great ways to do that. Of course, you can control all the different questions that you want to ask when they're placing an order. So you can make sure you have all the information you need. And again, you can make those order specific or product specific. And these are the filters and things we talked about. As you set up your team, something that's kind of handy to know is you can configure service areas for your team members. So inside here, essentially you're coming in and you're adding, let's see, there we go, adding the areas that they typically work and where you want them to be. And so you can come in, choose these service areas. You can do really easy ones like, hey, I want to add a service area. I'm going to do driving distance and I want it to be maybe 55 miles, best estimate. I hit OK, and it's just going to create that for me. So you can see that light blue that it just created all the way around. And so now that's going to encompass that. You can have service areas overlap like you see here, and really just the priority is what matters. You can go in and check out the advanced area as well to be able to turn on service areas for certain days of the week. And speaking of that, let's take a quick look at the Google Calendar configuration. So if you do real-time scheduling under account and then app integration, you would do this for all of your photographers that would be available for their to be chosen and scheduled. You pop in, you authorize their Google Calendar, and then you can start configuring some of these setups. What days of the week do they work? Do they work? How late in the day? Today, do you want the shoot to come in that where they can still schedule for tomorrow? So you've got different ways to be able to set that up to make sure that your team's always kind of working optimally and knowing when they're going to get notified of shoots. You can turn on and off which days they actually offer Twilight, which is a nice benefit as well. And if they need, you got somebody who needs maybe a little extra drive time, that's great. You can pop that in there. So really a lot of different setups and configurations that you can do in here to make sure that it's working really well for your customers. Again, all of the shopping cart and the ordering piece is something that is great to add, and it really, really can help bring your efficiency of your business in. But I can't stress it enough. Like, don't get stuck in those details and just get started with some of the delivery. Now, as you start to work through the shopping cart piece, we're here to help you. We're here to answer questions. Our team has just a ton of experience in the industry. So even just reaching out and being like, hey, I'm hoping I can talk to somebody about some strategies on how to set up my shopping cart, or hey, I want to talk to somebody and just see I'm not sure if it'd be better to take this approach or this approach. And our team has seen so many different configurations and can really, help understand what you're trying to achieve in your business and help make some suggestions. So they're super great. Again, I can't like jumping on a chat with them, giving them a phone call. They're super helpful people, and they really do just want to help you get configured and answer any of the questions and things that you may have. So getting started with that delivery is such a great first step, just to make sure it keeps you really just kind of comfortable inside of the system. You get used to being able to see how everything is working, and your customers get that enhanced experience right away. I can't stress it enough for today's call. Uh, yeah, let's see. I mean, really, at the end of the day, the busy season's right around the corner. And so, get started today. Like, get started doing stuff so that you're ready to roll and you hit that busy season feeling great, but also make sure that you hit the busy season giving that enhanced experience that you want to make sure that word of mouth marketing that is going to come from your customers, it's going to come from new businesses that where you work with. You care so much about it. It shows when you deliver and when you give them this enhanced experience, they're definitely going to continue to promote you out in front of your customers. All right, we have got a couple questions in there, and I know that Lacey has been answering some. So, Lacey, what do you think? I can see a couple of the questions that are left here, so I'll go ahead and grab those and start talking about them. If there's any other questions that you already answered that you think if it's something I skipped over or cruised through too fast, please let me know, and I'll answer that now first.
Okay. Yeah, I saved one from the beginning.
Cool.
So I have a separate image use license for real estate and short-term rentals. Is it
Yeah.
possible to assign separate license for each kind of delivery?
Yeah, so on the delivery piece where it's displayed at the download, no. What most people do in that case is they'll go ahead and put, so if you go to business and business details, we've got this spot here for you to put your copyright license. They typically do is just kind of call out the two different licenses. So they'll start with the real estate and then do the other for the Airbnb or your short-term rental license and just kind of separate those there. Another thing that I see businesses that have the two different licenses do is they will actually have them agree to the licensing at the time of the order. So on the shopping cart, so you can have multiple shopping carts like we see here. So like one of these could be your residential, one of them could be your Airbnb. When you go into the config settings, over on, I think it's the finalize order, you've got this option to set the terms of use. And so some people will set this in here with those different licensing at the shopping cart level so they can see those right away when they're placing their order there as well. But yeah, most people on the delivery piece will have both licenses and just kind of called out and just say, hey, refer to your invoice to know which license applies to you. What else? Do you have
Great.
some other ones that you saved, Lacey?
Yes, there was one more.
Cool.
So what if I type in the wrong address? When I try to change it, I get a warning, but it doesn't actually change the property location on site data. Am I doing
Oh,
something wrong?
no, I don't think you're doing anything wrong. So yeah, it'll give a warning. Let's see. We'll get the one that I just made live here. So if I come in and go to site data, I think that we update that pin. Let's see if I can pick an address that's far enough that I would know the difference. Let's do. I think this will be far enough away. So yeah, you'll get this warning here that it's going to say, hey, you've got a shortcut URL, which is like the property website URL. That was this. Do you want to change it to something else? And you can say yes or no here. So if I say yes, it'll change that URL. But yeah, the map location and everything updated right away as soon as I put in the new address. So I don't know what you've seen, but if that's a common thing that you're running into, feel free to reach out to our support team and we'll help you out. If you ever run into a case where this is locked, I think we lock it after like I forget the time frame, but it's pretty long. So if there's any like a client places an order or has a typo, it's pretty quick to get it updated. Um, but if you ever have it locked, just reach out to our customer support team too, and they can kind of talk about the situation and let you know what's going on. Let's see. What else? Lacey, do you have anything else that was saved up, or you want me to grab kind of see what else is rolling in new?
Yeah, if you want to look at the new, I think we are through the saved
Sure.
ones.
Let's see. Somebody asks, I deliver photos within 24 hours, but some other products take 48. Is there a way to prevent having access to the invoice until all the products are delivery, but also still get a delivery email after 24 hours with just the photos? So yes, um, let me pop to a different example here. So if I come over to this listing, so here's an order that we've got in. So you've got this option down here always to require payment to access the photos. So for your business, I'd probably recommend turning that off for when you do that initial delivery and then turning it back on once you do, say, like your video delivery, if that's what's taking 48 hours. So you just check that off. When you go to send and activate to your customer, it'll still the invoice will be there. So like they'll still be able to pay if they choose to at that time, but it's not going to force them to pay. So it'll just be like, hey, you've got a current balance due. They can go see it, they can look at the invoice, but again, it's not going to force them to pay when they click the download media link. Once you turn on the access, the require payment to access the photos, and you do that second delivery that now includes the video, now it's going to stop them at that paywall before they can get in and actually access the other materials. Let's see. So they're asking, is the send password email the right path to let a client know that they've been set up in the system from the site summary? So you definitely can. So if you click to, so like here we're on sites, or if we search from clients, we're going to click on the name to come here and go ahead and say password. So, send the password email. That'll send your client an email to let them know, like, hey, they have an account and they can go and reset their password. Typically, what I would do is, you can set your clients up in the new system. You don't really have to do anything to have them get started. Like, you don't have to tell them, like, hey, you have an account now, because really they're going to log into their account and the only thing they'll be able to do is start an order, which they can probably do from your website now as well. And so I wouldn't worry so much about like pushing them to let them know that they have an account in the very beginning and let that first delivery take care of it. Something that you'll notice. So if we've got like a brand new person, I know it wasn't there for Isabel. Let me look and see if maybe it's here for Amanda. When it's a brand new person that you're sending to, the piece where it says to log into your account is actually a little bit different down here. So in the email, whether you're doing a delivery or the marketing kit, they'll have this piece here, the access your account. And so it'll give them a heads up of, hey, you've got an account. And for the first 24 hours after this delivery, they'll get this password reset email. So this is the same thing that would come if you sent that other email, where they'll be able to click this link and go set their password and go get logged in right away. tend to find that it's just better to catch agents in the moment rather than trying to like preemptively get them to go and like set up their account and go log in. Like you're kind of asking them like, hey, go in and set this password and do some work so you're all ready for your first delivery, but they don't have anything yet that they're going to get that value from. So until they're really like set up or ready, or maybe you've got an agent who ordered for you from you all year. Now they're saying, hey, could you send me a purchase history for my tax, so I can go file my taxes. That's a great time to be like, hey, check your inbox. I just sent you a password reset. You'll log in and go head over to this report page to get that information. Because now they've got, like you're solving a problem for them. They've got something that they want to go and do to send that out. Otherwise, I'd really just do a pretty blanket email. Like if you just want to announce the new system and you're excited, I would say a blanket email out to your clients, and then you can let them know like, hey, you can go get logged in over on the login page and click forgot password, and you'll get an email to be able to set it. But more just kind of switching it to informational rather than kind of pushing them to go and take that work before you're ready to like sort of solve a problem or get some value with it. Uh, well, awesome. I appreciate everybody's questions and things that are in here. Anybody that we didn't get to, we'll just kind of follow up with a quick email and try to answer any things or get any information that we can to kind of help understand exactly what's going on and get you hooked up with our support team to get that taken care of. We really appreciate you guys joining. You know that it takes time from the business, and super excited that you're looking at our system to invest in your business and continue to grow in 2025. So thank you for joining us. Lacey, thank you. You've been great to have on the call with me today. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, next time we'll get your camera on, and I'll be expecting some more like jabs coming my way throughout. Just make sure that I'm delivering all that good value that I always promise. But
Perfect. We'll plan for it.
perfect. All right. Well, thank you everybody else for being here. I appreciate it so much. And if you have any questions, again, don't forget to reach out to our support team. They're awesome. They're like ready to answer questions all the time, Monday through Friday for you. Thank you. Have a great day.